I think autism is the most severe diagnosis that I deal with, of any of the developmental disabilities of children I deal with. It's a mind blower.
Well, 1 in every 200 children will be diagnosed with autism. That rate becomes much more likely if a child has a sibling that's already diagnosed. Now, last night you witnessed how a local family deals with everyday obstacles with children with autism. Dr. Charles Morton with Carle Clinic Association is here this morning to talk about the benefits of early diagnosis. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for inviting me.
You're welcome. First, you just said autism is one of the most severe diagnoses you can give. Why is that?
I think an example of that was at a summer camp where I've been involved with down in Texas. There was a check-in service that was occurring, and the room was relatively full, mostly of children with cerebral palsy and other severe disabilities. In the corner was one child with autism who was screaming at 100 decibels. And I remember a mother whose child had severe cerebral palsy turned to me and said, "I count my blessings every day."
Really?
It's a very tough thing to deal with because the families frequently are overwhelmed with a child who's very healthy but places tremendous demands on them, and they often feel like they have nowhere to go for help.
Sure. Early detection, a huge factor in this?
Early detection makes such a difference. If we can get children diagnosed before age 3, and you can diagnose some children at 1.5, then we can get them plugged into services. The services, say through the Child and Family Connections, the early intervention program, not only helps the child, it makes a big difference for that, they also focus on the family as well. So it can really turn life around, not just for the child, but for the family. And money that's invested at that time saves a tremendous amount of money later on.
What are some of the symptoms parents need to be on the lookout for if they think their child may be on that line?
Symptoms are sometimes hard to figure out. Children with autism, they frequently have speech delays. They frequently don't look at the parents. They frequently don't interact quite as well as other children do. Unfortunately, we sort of enter this phase of denial, and we're assisted in that process frequently by well-meaning relatives, friends, and sometimes even professionals such as doctors or other people along the way who should know a little bit about autism. They give reassurance when in fact what we need is a referral for the child to go get some help.
All right, and you think every child should be screened for this?
I think every child should be screened for autism, and there's a move afoot to do that.
Okay, and the Autism Project, tell us a little bit about that.
So the Autism Project is an exciting grant that we've received here in the Champaign area to try to coordinate and develop the services. Linda Tortorelli in our community is in charge of that, and well, she's not in charge of it, but she's the coordinator for that. And I think very exciting things are going to come about because we're bringing better services together.
All right, and if autism is genetic, will we be able to detect it before babies are born?
That's not possible at this point. We just don't have the ability to do that.
All right, but hopefully someday.
Well, someday we might be able to, so we really can help the families right at the very beginning.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. Dr. Charles Morton, developmental pediatric specialist with Carle Clinic. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for inviting me.